The iPhone 10. I want to call it the iPhone X. It's like an X. It sounds sexier. iPhone X. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, BMAC. So Apple has done it. They have officially announced their new 2017 products at their September 2017 Apple event, including a new Apple Watch, a new Apple TV 4K, and three new iPhones. 2 new iPhone models, but 3 iPhones in total. And today is a very special day because we're going to talk about the 5 most important things I think you need to know about the iPhone 10. Now mind you, there are dozens, if not hundreds, if not thousands of new subtle features and upgrades that are built into the iPhone 10. I can't possibly cover all of them in this video, but what I am going to focus on are the top 5 things I find to be most important, the elevator speech, so to speak. But without further ado, let's just dive right into it. Let's talk about the iPhone X and the 5 things I found most impressive and important. First up, let's talk about design. Well, I mean, how about that OLED display, huh? The OLED display looks very intuitive, looks very different from the older iPhones. It looks like it belongs on a new, completely redesigned iPhone, I think. And the iPhone 8 sports a 5.8-inch Retina HD display with rounded corners, and it comes with what Apple has stated right here, right from the website: accurate, stunning colors, true blacks, high brightness, and a 1,000,000:1 contrast ratio. Now I'm gonna try my best to ensure that this video does not get opinionated, which it so easily can, but I gotta just say, that display on the iPhone 10 looks pretty impressive. I can't wait to see what it looks like in person. The specs on it make it sound like it's gonna look pretty amazing. We also get an all-glass back to match the all-glass front, and we get stainless steel sides. Stainless steel sides that are apparently of surgical grade, Apple says, all of which encloses the phone to be very dust and water resistant. The display on the iPhone 10 is also an HDR display, a True Tone display, and a wide color P3 display. And of course, it wouldn't be an iPhone without that 3D touch feature, right? Well, the iPhone 10 does come with 3D touch built in, and all in all, it's pretty fair to say that the display on the iPhone 10 is pretty impressive, pretty cool looking, unlike anything we've ever seen on an iPhone before. Second, let's talk about how you unlock your iPhone 10 with Face ID. Gone are the days of the home button. As you can clearly see, there is no home button on the iPhone 10. So how could you possibly unlock the iPhone 10? Well, it's gonna scan your face. We get something new with the iPhone 10 called a True Depth Camera. And the True Depth Camera will be utilized by Face ID to burst out 30,000 plus dots on your face to create a depth map of your face. Don't worry, the dots are invisible. You won't be able to see them. But Face ID will then look at the depth map. Wow, say that 10 times fast. Depth map, depth map. Wow. Face ID will then analyze your face, use the depth map of your face, and then see if it's a match before unlocking your phone with your face. That is incredibly futuristic, unlike anything I think any of us have ever been used to. And it's something that seriously separates the iPhone 10 from the rest. And in case you're wondering, the Face ID built into the iPhone 10 does learn about your face, so to speak. So if you start growing a beard or if you get a haircut, the Face ID will recognize that, still recognize you, and still unlock your phone accordingly. That's the part that bugs me out. The phone literally knows what I look like. And even if I get a haircut or grow a massive beard, something I've been trying to work on, or even if I put on glasses, Face ID should recognize that and still unlock your phone. Whew, blows my mind. And yes, Face ID can be used for authenticating apps or by making purchases through services such as Apple Pay. So what does that really mean? Well, your face will now unlock your iPhone. And Apple has said there's like a 1,000,000:1 chance that someone else with a different face could unlock your phone. That's composed to a 1 in a 50,000 chance that someone else's fingerprint could unlock your phone. So in other words, it is extremely accurate. It's actually safer than when you were using your Touch ID to unlock your phone. 1 in 50,000 for Touch ID, 1 in a million for Face ID. Face ID is no joke, it's the real deal. And I know what you're thinking, if you're asleep, can someone hack into your iPhone 10 by just putting the phone in front of your face? No, your eyes do have to be open. And if you have an identical twin, Apple was kind of iffy about this during the Apple event live stream. But from the sound of it, Face ID should still be able to differentiate you from your identical twin. That'll be interesting to see how that works, but supposedly it'll work. Third, let's talk about the dual cameras. The dual cameras on the iPhone 10 are now vertical on the back of the device, unlike they were on the iPhone 7 Plus when they were horizontal. And the dual camera setup on the iPhone 10 comes with a larger and faster 12 megapixel sensor. To put it simply, straight from the Apple website, we get a new color filter, deeper pixels, and a new wider aperture iPhone 10 telephoto camera with optical image stabilization. Something we really did need as a little boost in quality to the telephoto lens. With the upgraded and new cameras, we do get some new photo effects. There's something called portrait lighting, which actually allows you to achieve basically like in-studio lighting and effects on a headshot. But we're not gonna get into too much detail with that. Just know that there are more picture effects, photo effects available within the camera app within iOS itself because of the new and upgraded cameras built into the iPhone X. The wide-angle camera on the iPhone X will have an f.18 aperture with OIS built in, and the telephoto camera on the iPhone X will have an f2.4 lens with OIS. You can shoot video in 4K resolution either at 24, 30, or 60 frames per second. Pretty impressive. And you could also shoot at 1080 resolution in 30, 60, 120, or 240 frames per second, so you get some super slow-mo footage there. And in case for whatever reason you still opt to shoot in 720 resolution, you can shoot that in 30 frames per second. And you can capture 8 megapixel stills while filming 4K video footage on the iPhone X. The cameras on the iPhone X, looking good. Looking nice. The iPhone X will definitely have cameras more than worthy of taking Instagram-worthy photos. Photos that'll definitely look good on your Instagram feed, something I personally use the iPhone 7 Plus for right now. Instagram.com/BMAC'S to see some of the iPhone photos I'm taking and uploading to my Instagram feed, iPhone photography at its finest. Now, talking point number 4, let's talk about this little beast of an A11 Bionic chip. Let's nerd out real quick. 600 billion operations per second. That's what Apple claims this chip can handle, which is actually unfathomable, really. Like 600 billion operations per second. I could hardly do one operation per second without getting distracted. And furthermore, from the Apple website, the 4 efficiency cores in the all-new CPU are 70% faster than the A10 Fusion, and the 2 performance cores are up to 25% faster. The new Apple-designed 3-core GPU is up to 30% faster than the A10 Fusion. All this allows for the powering of extraordinary augmented reality experiences in games and apps. So what do you need to know from that? All that compared to the iPhone 7 Plus, the iPhone X's a beast. And number 5, this one was a long time coming. We finally get wireless charging with the iPhone X. No more having to buy multiple lightning cables per year once the other one craps out on you. And now, just like the Apple Watch, you could charge your iPhone X just by placing it on a charging mat and never having to actually plug it in. This one's pretty self-explanatory. You put your iPhone on a mat, it starts to charge, but Apple actually has a larger vision for how this is going to work in the future. Apple pretty much expects libraries, hotels, coffee shops, all these places to have wireless charging places where you can put your iPhone right on the counter and have it start to charge, which is pretty nice. No more having to bring a charger along with you if more and more places actually start to have public iPhone X charging spots. And if you're wondering how long the battery will last, it will last as long as the iPhone 7 plus 2 hours. It's actually supposed to last 2 hours more in between charges than the iPhone 7 does. And we also have a cool accessory that's worth mentioning called the AirPower, which is a charging mat which you can put all of your Apple wireless charging devices on in order to charge them, which is sick because that means I can just have one area of my nightstand to charge everything. Just plop, 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 everything's charging, we'll be good to go in the morning. So on the iPhone X, no more fumbling trying to plug in your iPhone with a lightning cable to charge it that way, although the iPhone X still does have a lightning cable socket for you to charge in that port. So you can charge the iPhone X wirelessly or the traditional way as well. I think that's worth pointing out. For those of you who already own an iPhone or are thinking about owning your first iPhone, whether that be the iPhone X or any of the other iPhones available from Apple today, you might want to consider subscribing to the channel. We put up tech videos, we do some tutorials, we unbox and review some of the hottest tech products on the scene today. So consider subscribing by smashing that red button below this video with notifications turned on, so you never miss another tech video on this channel. To start watching my other tech videos, you can click that card annotation right up there in the right-hand corner of your screen, or of course, there will always be a link to those videos in the video description box below. For some of the best deals and accessories when it comes to the iPhone X, you could also check those out in the video description box below. I'll always leave a link there for that as well. But in the meantime, let me know your thoughts on the iPhone X. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Is there a feature you wish it had but it doesn't? Comment down below your thoughts on the iPhone X. Let's start a discussion. iPhone X, the future is here, which means my iPhone 7 is becoming more and more irrelevant by the second.
Hey, that's not nice.